Right now, a shadow economy is operating across the internet, trading a liquid digital currency through unregulated secondary markets. This currency is actually composed of unused AI API allowances. Providers like OpenAI and Anthropic grant millions of dollars in credits to tech startups to bring them into their ecosystems. When those startups don't use their full allotment, they sell the access keys quietly to brokers. This has birthed a massive, specialized black market. Individual brokers are moving up to $100,000 in computing capacity every single day, creating a significant shadow economy with substantial underlying fraud risk. The entities running this are known as token brokers. They have taken what used to be informal forum swaps and industrialized them into professional, high-volume operations. Brokers pool dozens of raw startup API keys, acting as a bulk discount router. They force requests through proxy servers to mask the origin. The economics are striking. You buy AI access up to 80% off, while brokers pocket a 50% markup. What started as a simple software perk to help founders build has become a highly tradable, opportunistic pseudocurrency. The cheap AI app you downloaded today might be relying entirely on someone else's gray market account. While the black market trades access, the traditional finance sector is hunting for the raw hardware. Specialized AI chips are now treated by Wall Street as a productive asset class, securitized exactly the same way you would finance a power plant or a fiber network. Institutional heavyweights are directly stepping in to build the machinery required to finance this physical buildout. This culminated in a widely publicized announcement from NVIDIA, detailing a $500 billion AI infrastructure financing initiative. But if you read the fine print, none of that money actually exists in an account today. It is proposed financing machinery designed to be mobilized over time. There are 0 confirmed committed dollars. GPU compute has permanently shifted out of the research lab. It is now a fully financialized capital market story. With the physical hardware getting so expensive, the corporate battle is moving up the stack to the metering layer, the toll booth where users actually pick and pay for these models. We are seeing this directly as the payments giant Stripe agrees to acquire model router OpenRouter for over $7 billion. OpenRouter gives developers a single connection point to shop among 400 different AI models. Whoever controls that switchboard gets to dictate how the entire internet routes and bills for AI. Businesses are strictly shopping for the cheapest model that can get the job done. By owning the routing layer, pricing power is rapidly centralizing into the hands of a few major payment gatekeepers. Not everyone is willing to pay those tolls. Developers are building architectures specifically designed to bypass the costly, centralized cloud infrastructures. This schematic illustrates the SPADE framework. It splits AI text generation into 2 parts. A small, cheap draft model runs locally on your own device, generating the bulk of the text. It then sends only minimal verification checks up to a larger, more expensive verifier model in the cloud. This dual model approach cuts expensive cloud inference calls by 76% without any loss in accuracy. Pushing the easy computational work onto local edge hardware is the most effective defense organizations have against the skyrocketing costs of the centralized billing grid. The reason that local approach works is because free, openly licensed models are now incredibly capable. Alibaba's Qwen 3.8 27B model runs entirely on a standard consumer laptop and handles massive amounts of context, but it ships with a major flaw out of the box. An aggressive default reasoning setting forces the model to wildly overthink even the most basic requests. In a recent stress test, the model was asked to draw a simple picture of a pelican on a bicycle. It spent 21 minutes processing geometric flourishes. It burned through 22,000 reasoning tokens just to produce 3,200 tokens of actual output. We have achieved true open source capability, but it is currently bogged down by massive, unoptimized compute waste. On the other end of the spectrum, the major closed providers are exerting a different kind of control over their models. To comply with European Union regulations on AI-generated content, Anthropic is embedding imperceptible statistical fingerprints directly into the text produced by Claude. This text block shows how the mechanism operates. At each step of generation, the system sorts candidate synonyms into lists. It actively biases Claude away from a red list and toward a secret green list of words, creating a mathematical barcode. Critics point out that forcing a choice between gray and overcast corrupts the precision of writing. Worse, this watermark applies even during proofreading, meaning your lightly edited human prose could be falsely flagged as synthetic, and the signal reportedly survives translation into other languages. The AI grid manages billing, but it also centralizes the authority to distinguish human writing from synthetic output. Verifying the truth behind a sentence now requires the specific statistical data held only by the company that generated it.